In this tutorial, I show you how you can create this title animation that you see on the screen. Let's go. So here we are in After Effects. We create a composition with the settings, click OK, and then select Type Tool, Horizontal Type Tool, and then type in your text. And then I select everything with Ctrl A and then press Ctrl Alt Home to center the anchor point, and then Ctrl Home to center it to the screen. And these are the settings that I'm using for the font. It's called Montserrat Black and the size is 150. And then we are gonna go to Settings, Text Layer Settings, and then open the Animate here, and then add Tracking. And now we want to open the Range Selector 1 settings, and here at the beginning we set a keyframe on offset and then change it to -100, and then go to 2 seconds, change it to 100 this time, and then select the keyframes, press F9 to easy ease, and then go to Graph Editor. If your graph doesn't look like this, right click, select this one, it is Speed Graph, and then adjust the curves just like so. And we are gonna add another animator to this, so go to Add, Property, and then Add Position, and then I change the X value of the position to 250 and keep the Y value at 0, and then go back to Add, Property, and then we add Opacity this time, and then change it to 0, and then we go to Advanced, and then change the shape to Ramp Up. So we would be having something like this. And now we want to create a solid, so right click here, go to New, Solid, doesn't matter the color, click OK, and then go to Effects and Presets, type in Gradient Ramp. We are gonna double click on this one to add to the layer, and then we are gonna add some colors to this, but before that we are gonna change the location of the points. So I move one to the left centered and one to the right to the center. And then I add the colors to start and end. So I click on the color, and then I already prepared the colors for it. So I copy and paste the color codes. Select the other one as well, paste here, and it's looking pretty fine. Now we are gonna go back to Effects and Presets, type in Linear Vibe, double click on it to add, and then we go to the beginning and then change the transition completion to 100 at the first, and then we press U to view the keyframes, go to 2 seconds, and then change it to 0, and then select the keyframes, press F9 to easy ease, and then go to Graph Editor and adjust the curves just like this. We change the ramp scatter here to 500, so we will be having this type of animation, and we can change this to -90. And now let's have a look at it, looking fine. And we want to duplicate this linear vibe effect, so select it and then press Ctrl D to duplicate, and then change the angle to 90. And we can press U twice to view the keyframes, and then we want to move this by 10 frames. And then this first one, I change the transition completion to 0, and for the last one I change this to 100. So it looks like this. And now just close the settings here, and then right click, go to Pre-Compose. We want to make a pre-compose out of this, and then call this Solid, click OK. And now we can scale this down, so press S and then uncheck this, change this to 45, and then change the Y value to 12, and then place this down in order to see our text inside of it. So this is the type of animation we are getting now. Now I'm gonna select the two of this and then press P for position, and then move the Y value. So I'm gonna move this up And then I'm gonna duplicate this, so press Ctrl D to duplicate, and then make sure the solid, the other solid, is under the second text layer, and I'll move this down. So I'll press P for position while having this two selected, and then move this other ones down, and I'll repeat this step for 2 more times. Now I'll press Ctrl A to select everything, and then press U twice to open up some space here, and then I can change the text for each one of this by selecting them. So I double click on the text layer and then change the text. Same for the other one. And here, to avoid the overlapping, we can select the solid. So I select for the second one and then press S for scale, and then we can scale this up even more. So 75, I'll keep it 75, and then go to the fourth one, press S and do the same, 75, and now it should be looking fine. And then we want to add a little bit of variation to this, so I select the fourth one and then press R, and then change the Y value of it to -180. Same for the second one, press R and then change the Y value to -180. Now we can create a composition for each one of this, so select the solid and then select the text layer, and then Ctrl-Shift-C, call this text one, and we do the same for the other ones. Select the solid and then select the text layer, and then rename. And now I want to shift this layers by 5 frames, and to do that I go to 5th frame. So by pressing page down I move frame by frame, so I go to 5th frame, and then I select the first one and shift select the last one, so everything is selected, and then press Alt and right bracket to cut this layers. And then I'll go to animation, keyframe assistance, sequence layers, and then click OK, so they are shifted by 5 frames, and then move this all like so, so they cover the whole thing by 5 seconds.